Stellar Blade just proved the woke left media doesn't speak for gamers anymore. Every time they tried to trash Stellar Blade, it picked up more players, okay? The woke left media called it a shallow, sexist, and fake, but gamers saw the truth and pushed Stellar Blade to the top of the charts, okay? Now, while they cried about high heels and jiggle physics, Stellar Blade quietly became one of the biggest wins of the year. And the woke left media is still trying to figure out how they lost control of the story, okay, as well as the narrative. Now, when the woke left media tells you what to like, it usually flops. Stellar Blade is doing the opposite. You see, it's gaining popularity even more because it stood its ground on all 10 toes and delivered a feminine, confident protagonist without apology. Meanwhile, Dragon Age The Veilguard, which was pushed as the inclusive masterpiece, got burned to the ground by the very people it was pandering to. Journalists spent weeks trying to guilt the gaming community into liking it. Loud minority, they call the backlash. You see, guess what? That loud minority has outpaced their entire audience by miles. So turns out the Stellar Blade crowd isn't so minor after all right? And that's no surprise there because I told you that's not it. But the moment this game was called hollow and plastic, you knew the woke left media had lost the plot once again. Now, the outrage over the characters being too idealized is straight up satire at this point, in that they're mad that Eve is attractive and fights monsters in heels. But they have no problem with space dragons, teleporting robots, or even nuclear powered sword beasts. Okay, that's all fine, but a hot woman in heels, high heels, basically, that's where they draw the line. The hypocrisy writes itself. Stellar Blade exposes just how insane the standards have become. Now, the woke left media expects fantasy to only be acceptable when it's ugly, measurable, and gender neutral. Okay, now you know exactly why Stellar Blade scares them because it's proof the culture is shifting back. The second this game hits Steam, you can see the wave coming. Now, every time one of these journalists complains, the numbers go up. Okay, they couldn't kill it with outrage articles. They couldn't sink it with hit pieces. They had to go ahead and sit there and watch it win. That's what's happened when Kotaku went radio silent, basically. No more culture war headlines. No more, I turn my vibrator into a articles. Just dry, boring, top 11 indie games from Summerfest fluff. You can tell that ad money's drying up when they stop publishing clown bait, basically, okay? Now, Stellar Blade is succeeding because, simply put, it refuses to apologize for what it is. It's fun, flashy, and unapologetically sexy. And guess what? This kind of appeal works. Always has, always will. The developers made the characters beautiful, the combat tight, and the physics edge bounce on all the right places. The audience responded. The woke left media, of course, had a meltdown. But the numbers speak for themselves, okay? Over 90% positive reviews on Steam, viral clips, fan art flooding Twitter, and yeah, let's not lie to ourselves. People are actually clicking because Eve looks like basically a bombshell with combat skills. That's the whole point right there, that they're trying to go ahead and win these people over. The double standard here is laughable. Now, if the main character was a shirtless six-pack warrior, these same critics would be calling it empowering. But a female lead designed to appeal to straight men, that's toxic now. They can't even admit that Stellar Blade is working because it undermines everything that they've been trying to push. The woke left media's grip is slipping hard, and this game is one of the reasons why. It gives people joy and escapism as well, and some eye candy, and it doesn't lecture you as well. That's what gaming used to be about, and now gamers are taking it back. And the reviews, well, they're hilarious at this point. One called it dolls, not people. Another said it's plastic molded humans. I mean, it's not trying to be a Ken Burns documentary at all. It's a stylized, high concept sci fi action RPG where the main character is hotter than anything on Netflix. Now, their theory is that a game made by South Koreans outside the Hollywood woke bubble just showed the entire industry how it's done. And it worked. Again, just like it worked with Helldivers, just like it worked with Ghost of Tsushima, the more the woke left media complains, the more fans flock to it, okay? And that's nothing surprising right there. Now, Vice is trying to play both sides. They ran a headline, Stellar Blade PC launch breaks records thanks to thirsty fan base. Is that supposed to be a diss? I mean, these people literally built their careers writing about how every piece of media must cater to female empowerment. And when Stellar Blade gives you a powerful female lead that gamers actually like, they hate it because she's sexy. That's all it takes for the woke left media to go ahead and flip out. Not empowering enough if she looks good doing it. I mean, these are the same outlets that praised Anna Valens for canceling creators. Now they're mad because jiggle physics are getting more engagement than their entire careers. All right. So go ahead and read the Steam reviews if you want a laugh. Logged in for the combos, stay for the bounce. This game is a spiritual awakening, one person says, wrapped in latex and jiggle physics. And you know what? I mean, they're honest. I mean, that's why gamers trust each other more than journalists now. You see, people know Stellar Blade is a good time, and if they're not ashamed to admit why, the woke left media is full of resentment because, they've created a world where nothing can be fun unless it checks every single woke identity box. I mean, this game checks one box, fun, and that's why it's winning. I mean, one journalist even claimed that Stellar Blade would kill women. That's a real quote right there. He said it would drive girls to jump into Minecraft lava because a hot video game character simply made him spiral. That's not criticism right there. That's hysteria, okay? And this is the same crowd that pretends to represent the average player. Meanwhile, Stellar Blade is the highest user rated PS5 game ever. That's not bots. That's a fluke, and that's really, slapping the woke left media across the face. And they still don't get it. Okay. Now, even Paul Tassi did a full 180. He went from downplaying Stellar Blade to writing 10 things I wish I knew before playing guides. You see, the flip is so transparent, it's embarrassing. These guys wait until the tide turns, then scramble to ride the wave that they tried to drown. I mean, that's how the woke left media works. They hate you until they need you. Then they play nice. But the gamers don't forget. They remember who dragged this game through the mud when it was still a console exclusive, okay? Now it's on PC and there's nowhere to hide, okay? Now, simply put, Stellar Blade proves that appealing to your audience works better than attacking them, all right? The game doesn't shame you for being a man. It doesn't talk down to you. It doesn't tell you to go ahead and check your privilege before pressing start. It just simply lets you enjoy a beautifully made world with an attractive lead and smooth gameplay. That's it. I mean, that used to be the standard, and now it's a rebellion. And the woke left media is panicking basically because they don't control that narrative anymore. All right. And that's a good thing. But that's why Kotaku is a ghost town now. No more clickbait sexy toy articles. No more why Mario is problematic features, just bland recycled blog content pretending to be journalism. And even then, they're still trying to go ahead and get gamers back. They're desperate. I mean, with things like 11 promising games from Summer Game Fest. That's the new angle right there. That's the big pitch for them. They can't even bait outrage clicks anymore. The culture war cash dried up, they lost their power, and games like Stellar Blade took it from them. The point, I'm plain and simple, okay? And it's not just about one game. It's about a shift. Stellar Blade is part of a pattern where the woke left media refuses to acknowledge. Every time they go ahead and try to cancel something, it ends up bigger than before. Every time they praise a woke flop, it craters. They don't have influence anymore, okay? They just have more backlash, and they earned it. They spent years mocking the very people who actually built the gaming culture, and now those people are done listening, okay? Now, the numbers don't lie, as I've said a lot. Stellar Blade is thriving because it was made for gamers, not for journalists, all right? But by the time they figure this out, it'll be too late. I mean, Stellar Blade won't be the last game to break through the noise. You see, it's just the one way they couldn't stop. They'll keep pretending their opinion matters, but the sales charts say otherwise, okay? Now, the woke left media is getting filtered out, replaced by streamers, reviewers, and creators who actually play the games instead of writing 2,000 word think pieces on why cleavage is oppression. They built their castles out of nonsense, and now the tide is washing them away. Okay, but where exactly does this leave us? With a game that's fun, popular, unapologetic, and exactly what gamers have been asking for, okay? Now, Stellar Blade didn't cave, it didn't bend, it didn't run away from being bold, and now it stands as proof that you don't need to check a quota box just to succeed. Just give people a good time and they'll show up, okay? Now, even with all the noise from the woke left media, Stellar Blade cut through and earned its place, and they'll be mad about that forever, okay? So let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Be sure to smash that like button, share the video, follow across social media, subscribe to the channel, turn on that bell for future uploads and notifications, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, peace.